Hi students, in states of matter, let me discuss two small concepts, and both of them are related to gaseous state. So let me discuss both of them. One of them is vapor density. You must have heard this about in your lower classes. And second one is vapor pressure. Vapor density, vapor pressure. First let me come to vapor density. Vapor density is a definition. It is not a concept. Whereas vapor pressure is a concept. So first let us come to vapor density. I told you already it is basically a definition. And it is defined as vapor density of a gas is equal to density of that gas upon density of hydrogen under similar conditions. Same temperature, same pressure. So it is the ratio of densities of the gas and that of hydrogen under similar conditions of temperature and pressure. Temperature and pressure. You maintain the same temperature, you maintain the same pressure for hydrogen and the gas in question. So then you measure the densities, and what is the ratio of these two densities is vapor density. And obviously, needless to say, because vapor density is a ratio of densities, it does not have any unit. It is a pure number. Vapor density is a pure number, dimensionless quantity. Okay, and we know Pm is equal to rho RT. PV is equal to nRT. N can be written as mass upon molar mass. And if you rearrange that, you will get Pm is equal to rho RT. We already discussed this. Now, if that is the case, then we can write down rho is equal to Pm upon RT. So, in that case, vapor density is equal to density of the gas upon density of the hydrogen. So, P of the gas, molar mass of the gas upon R, T of the gas into R into T of hydrogen upon P of hydrogen into molar mass of hydrogen. So R and R get cancelled. T hydrogen and T gas are same, because that is there in the definition itself. Same temperature, same pressure. And even pressure is also same, so pressures also get cancelled. So now that is equal to molar mass of the gas upon molar mass of hydrogen. Now that is how we can express vapor density in terms of the ratio of molar masses. So molar mass of hydrogen, you know already 2 gram per mole. So we can write down this as vapor density into 2 gram per mole. That is equal to molar mass of the gas. And molar mass of the gas has same units, gram per mole. Vapor density is a pure number, no units. So dimensionally it is correct. So vapor density into 2 is equal to molar mass of the gas. And vapor density is defined only for a gas. You cannot apply this for any liquid or solid. It is defined only for gas. And it is ratio of densities, ratio of the gas upon ratio of the hydrogen under similar conditions. Now let us come to vapor pressure. Suppose you take a closed vessel, and in this closed vessel let me take some amount of water. It is a closed vessel. Now you keep the temperature constant. Let us keep the room temperature. Outside temperature is 25 degrees Celsius and let us keep it. Now what happens? Even at 25 degrees Celsius, water gets evaporated. Not only water, any liquid. And it is the property of a liquid basically. So any liquid gets evaporated at any temperature. So water also gets evaporated. So slowly the water vapor fills this vacant space. Suppose initially you have taken vacuum there. In an evacuated vessel, let us keep water. Now close it. Then wait for some time. So then gradually the water vapor fills that vacant space. And at some point of time, and here actually water gets evaporated, and one more process that happens simultaneously is the vapor starts condensing, and both happen simultaneously, evaporation and condensation. Both happen simultaneously, and at one point of time the rate of evaporation becomes equal to rate of condensation. And at that point of time, when both rates become equal, at that point of time, and after that, if you measure the pressure exerted by this vapor, see, vapor is basically a gas which is in equilibrium with its liquid. So when these two rates become equal, and at that point or after that time, if you measure the pressure, that pressure is called as vapor pressure. And when these two rates become equal, we say that system has reached equilibrium. So we can write down at equilibrium, the rates become same. At equilibrium, rate of evaporation is equal to rate of condensation. So the pressure exerted by the vapor when it is in equilibrium with its liquid, in equilibrium with its liquid, is called as vapor pressure. So actually we have taken pure water in an evacuated vessel, and that vessel is closed after that. Once you take water, then after that you close it. Then you give some time, water starts evaporating with some rate, and the vapors which are there in that vacant space, they start condensing soon, and the rate of condensation increases with time. More and more vapors go into the vapor state, more and more molecules. Then collisions, number of collisions between them increases, and rate of condensation increases. And when rate of condensation becomes equal to rate of evaporation, we say that the system has reached equilibrium. And at equilibrium, if you measure the pressure due to that vapor, then that is called as vapor pressure. I told you already, basically vapor is a gas. Only thing is that the gas is in equilibrium with its liquid. So, now listen to me very carefully. How vapor pressure is different from the pressure of a normal gas. A gas which is not in equilibrium with its liquid. And we have seen so far all such cases. Charles law, Boyle's law, Avogadro's law. Wherever gas is involved, ideal gas equation. And recently payload, buoyancy. So in all such cases we have seen pure gases. And in none of the cases which we have seen so far, the gas is in equilibrium with its liquid. So how the pressure of such a gas is different from vapor pressure? Are they same? Can you apply Charles law? Can you apply Boyle's law to this vapor pressure also? Can you apply all the gas laws? There is actually a basic difference between a gas and the pressure of a gas and vapor pressure. And listen to me carefully. Suppose once the system reaches equilibrium, when rate of evaporation is equal to rate of condensation. Just let us imagine, we have a vessel like this, an experimental setup which is like this. The vessel is still closed, but now the vessel is fitted with a fixed piston. That piston is not freely moving, the piston is locked. So now you take some amount of water here, and there is vacant space. Now wait for some time, water evaporates and the vapor again will start condensing. Rate of evaporation and rate of condensation become equal. Equilibrium is established, and if you measure the pressure at that time, we call that pressure as vapor pressure. Now, keeping the temperature constant, you remove the locks of the piston and you raise the piston. Then you lock it again at a new place. Then you lock it again in a new place. So now let us say the new position of the piston is here. And you see that dotted lines. The solid line is the original position and the dotted line is the new position. That means we have increased the volume available for the vapor. We have not changed the temperature, but we have increased the volume. So generally what happens to a gas when you increase the volume keeping temperature and number of moles constant, pressure decreases. But if you decide that pressure is decreased, then you have to make sure that T and N both are constant. When T and N both are constant, then only Boyle's law is applied. And here what happens is T is constant, we are not changing the temperature, but N is not constant here. What happens when you raise the piston and you lock it at a new position? That means by doing that you have made additional volume available for the vapor. Then what happens? More and more liquid evaporates and pressure remains the same. N increases. Number of water molecules in the vapor state increases, but pressure remains same. So vapor pressure does not change. But of course, immediately after you moved the piston, the pressure may decrease for some time. You wait for again the equilibrium to be established. And all of you please remember one thing, vapor pressure is an equilibrium concept. You measure the pressure, you measure the vapor pressure only at equilibrium. Now you raise the piston, don't measure the pressure immediately. You wait for some time. And if you give sufficient time to the system, then the system comes to equilibrium. That means rate of evaporation becomes equal to rate of condensation. Then you measure the pressure and you will find that that pressure is equal to the initial pressure. So when you increase the volume or when you decrease the volume, no effect to the vapor pressure, does not change. Because N is increasing when you raise the piston. And when you lower the piston, N decreases, rate of condensation increases. More and more vapor molecules in the vapor state will condense and N will decrease, but P remains same. So this is very important difference between the pressure of a gas and vapor pressure. You cannot change the vapor pressure of a liquid at a given temperature. You take pure liquid, any liquid but in pure state, you don't change the temperature and vapor pressure is not changed. Whatever you want to do, you do. You increase the volume, decrease the volume. You add more amount of water, you remove some amount of water. You increase the surface area of the vessel. Keep the amount of water constant, but you increase the surface area of the vessel. Or you decrease the surface area of the vessel. No effect on vapor pressure. You can change vapor pressure of a pure liquid only and only with temperature. Let me write down that statement. Vapor pressure of a pure liquid can be changed only with temperature. Now this is the important point. Actually here in the concept of vapor pressure, two important points are involved. And if you listened to my explanation carefully, I did not give explanation to one point. First let me tell you what are those 2 points. First point is at any temperature, even at room temperature, water gets evaporated and the vapors will condense. The rate of evaporation and rate of condensation at one point of time they become equal, that is one point. And if you measure the pressure at that point, then it is vapor pressure. Okay, that is one point. And second point is, when you increase the volume available for the vapor, or when you decrease the volume available for the vapor, you add some amount of water, you remove some amount of water, you increase the surface area of the vessel, you decrease the surface area of the vessel, that means water. That means by increasing or decreasing cross-sectional area of that cylindrical vessel, if you change the surface area, whatever you want to do, you do, but vapor pressure will not change. This is the second point. I told you that when you made volume available to the vapors more, if you increase the volume, rate of evaporation increases and moles increase, but no change in the pressure. And I did not give you explanation for this, why that happens. When you made volume greater, why more amount of liquid evaporates and moles increase, keeping pressure constant? I will give you explanation for this concept in the chapter chemical equilibrium. So at present you cannot understand that, but as long as you are in states of matter, gaseous state, you should know the basics of the vapor pressure. And there are 2 things. First thing, definition. The rates become equal, rate of evaporation, rate of condensation, and the pressure measured at that equilibrium state is called as vapor pressure. So vapor pressure is basically an equilibrium concept. And the second one is only temperature can change the vapor pressure, nothing else. If it is a pure liquid and if you keep temperature constant, its vapor pressure is constant no matter whatever modification you do. This is the second point. And further details, conceptually further details you will gather in the chapter chemical equilibrium. So vapor density is a definition. It is simple ratio of 2 densities. One is the density of the gas, second one is the density of the hydrogen. But you have to keep the conditions similar, same temperature, same pressure. And vapor pressure is a concept. Vapor is a gas which is in equilibrium with its liquid. So these are the 2 small concepts.